Right, we be akwa at the sports arena so braso say yetna eye nkunya kokoso na yebo modern near the agudi munsem at the bro. It agudi munsem brewa. Kwan a wonam so a so be fa so diska and ye hwe ni mu se oso obedi bia be be koye di amount sa pepepe enti so say ya transi from now to 2:30 and ye be soro nkunya so ye be hwe fisem still issue la involve Kumasi Asante Kotoko ni nso atreman say enei nso atreman mo atumi ahwe ku eye Kotoko ni supporter kese ba ko mo kuna to akire no yeguso a ye the current update aba edebe bro me no ka say Asante Kotoko atumi ede chese release aba bonten a ye be ko release no na bibia atumi aiden akoyi ye wi a Endra games eso koso Galatasaray on she mienu no obo chances ni nyina tugui oboni nyina tugui sa Victor Osimhen de emi de pass Chelsea for ayi omani was brutal says chances ah e ho no ma chese nyama anye de ankoye e ho enti omo she 2 no omo she 1 e ho no Chelsea to me win here Chelsea win here enti na Chelsea remo top 4 ni ma and I would use our train a Man City 2 points. A Man City 2 points to one of me. I say Chelsea games are Aka on a Nemo on a Brighton, Southampton, Aston Villa, more Baby Bono. So, bet to me, I could bear 4 or 5 games unbeaten before Arsenal game now. I'm sure about that time, not Chelsea. As cementing the position, it was tough for them because now in February, March, April, May, I cut 3 months. Now it's a real season, you know. It is up to right for him. This is the most crucial part of the season. Transfer window not closely and dry. Transfer window not closely and dry. Chelsea Kosa Brante Akola. We saw a friend of Matthias. Kola we saw Akra Aquano. There's a omochira omuso nimbo brutal. But Chelsea were plan bia. Omo de amakrano. Omo shwe ni muze. Nei omo kofa Andre Santos. Edi free a year. Strasbourg enkonkoja ho kese eti o masana akola weso a sa branche we mutimu say yes World Cup course 2023 e Indonesia no abranche we edima kutrin papa or bronze medalist or no na bronze ball no ohini ye the top 3 players no na abranche ne ka ho bi na eno na Chelsea akwakosa nti ebewura enum ne ahwese bana oba no obetumi abek give cover Caicedo any Abrantia your friend no Enzo Fernandez what they cover all here no Abrantia betumi dia mama ye behwe na bibia tumi akoye e honum shanu se djumadi akwa blue mineral water saso na MYBET.AFRICA ene so ya sen ayede eye djumadi ni ebrewo oko eye Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim show no etwagu TikTok no so ekosen TikTok na ekosen ene yejinamu ana ejinamu TikTok ana nti TikTok so no enei Sports Arena GH o TikTok na opese oni edinsa wo so be bia de us ni nyina agu no Telegram no so no Sports Arena SPORTS Arena Arena na se wa joining ho joining na bibia so etumi enkoye ho abujafo wa ha timi se komo de me papa me ram sa komo de me pa ba abujafo wa ha sei ye betumi akọ na nei Asante Kotoko ane omo release omo de aba na ebewuram me ne o ka se ochena Ghana Football Association omo free emergency meeting na obi a ewu aba weekends omo de ko share Thursday ko fo we die enti omo be ko share ochena no more decided the way forward enti no ye be hwe na bibia atumi akoso ye na ye de nchemu na atumi aden e de aba me ne o ka se nkofo miensa ya chi omo na ya chi omo no de etine se be obi akoso a ene aya ajimandu a owusu ajingo ye fe na ajingo so no dey order so police custody omugu so investigation but for any one other person there reappear before the court on the 17th of February na omega ko face court na fe bibia so to be abiya for ma wakaba
yeah
let's do it Joe.
Yeah, bibia come there. Yeah and bet in the boy.
Yes,
Vincent bet in the boy. Nti wa utwa me de we ne sen
me nso sa Galatasaray
ne sen no on se ukọ Galatasaray straight win na mutumi botutu mutumi botre iti yenim se omo yetim bi omo
hye goals yes
yani anko hye ne tu ni wie na se di aka chire ni ankofo no so nya chances pa enya penalty kra ma ene moru na posti the penalty against Galatasaray na o manje no posti ewo ni Instagram ti Jose Mourinho person say corruption ekoso
so taking
you see used to with the Turkish league, you know, you see they've been saying it, especially players from Kasim Pasa, Buraspor, and then they've been saying that is why when it comes to Turkish teams signing big players now, mostly be anomine kwa omoko Galatasaray. So I mean those days Fenerbahce was up there, but I mean the kind of money Gala for the one it has happened that way. Amani Amamuaide Ayedi Amamu. So I think that I mean there's been speculations and in sense amount for concerning the agenda to push whatever Galatasaray is pushing. So if you see that Mourinho is posting a video, this is not the first time Mourinho same way. I mean, why making comments about such issue and our sons were posting videos. So sometimes even if Omodi game criteria Fenerbahce, I can say if the other team are in man, so I think that the Turkish Federation or some more money that one now.
The system also it will take time before the system can be changed. Something like that. That is what happened. The etino no odiana boy and our options no bobona manfo nsem ka bibisi ka video ni wo ho anka ya bo video no options na pick here no na nka obi hu de akone de ba but
say yenim say MYBET de edu bosumi bia omo ye omadwen say kwan bia so mbe boa yen so e be fiscal edi bet e omo platform no omo bet ombe amaye den e dia fiscal e on platform na ene de awon MYBET for de man ni mpo say uko omo platform ne so a na uye deposit bia obeye bia no from 100 CD and above omo say ombe chewu 10% of deposit na waye no inti bia waye deposit 10 CD no omo sanse omo de a wide deposit 100 CDs no more the 10 CD esa tie wichi says I 10 CD now fast 10 CD into free bet na fit twa bet so on platform into once do be ultimate share game bia game with them same try 100 CDs u try 100 ni we a unya yanka obe editing kakra wo enu ntina MYBET for the offer we aba no we editing na free bet no mo so dey achew no na won so e dey etwebi na we promo we free and na akona eye adwuma nti na me ne wo kase ya yen slips e dey be ma no ye ho usenia list wo che wo dan no 100 300 nti so yes 300 na MYBET for esande 30 CD esambe den ebe kan na won so bet e bia pese o hihye won chen na pese o kani na mpo bom eyi bi free ma betim de sa 30 CD na den aye en na MYBET.AFRICA de man nti ko deposit si a MYBET.AFRICA 10 Ghana cedis ana 100 Ghana cedis nenya 10 Ghana cedi free bet na won so Friday fit trial bet ene e kwa akopem bosomi no ewie.
All right. That is MYBET there. On say this kind of bonuses no. Say who register new betting site and on your first deposit no
mama be but we do
MYBET there. We are customer that no. From now we depositor they will add a top up to it. Pay we now pay moto. Makacho se bomodia na ye the us besa bro because na matches wo e train ya ye njae e cheswa bet nza na tie obedi bi na edu bi sa na tie na ye be feska ena asaka ye bet o se December 14th na bet ne be end na bet se ye print ya be from hakoka achama ten na menim ye de ye ni sa atwe honhom no enti ebeko so ayi 10 os 7 os ne 5 os ne ye de dinga kranka asaka de also no be twen December 4th asa na bet no be end wa celebrate no tenti o say o de ma oso no o de ma kojo virus eh e dos do kojo virus de bia o say ye all of 5 ni ade na eyi ni de oni samano what it de bia ye fast car o no ye de on fa bi o ro pe long so for kojo virus to say asaka also no e games ni dos do na to say yes dos brutal eti already there ye ni twa honhom je na ye behwe na ye de eye scan bia den aye endra Chelsea to me win here it was a very difficult first half Chelsea making mistake at the back and Abrante friend Bowie a share first goal in the second half Enzo Maresca very uncharacteristics of him early changes taking a Netherlands boy Nicolas Jackson off Odi Maguire at the 18-year box presence said to me the buy and my Chelsea to me turning things around we need 2-1 the goalkeeping changes the Abrante aye friend aye tossing replace Chaluba. Some of the key decisions now let's go through it. We want to push for the top 4 Osha the transfer activities and so are happening now. What do you make of the entire thing that happen even especially in the transfer window and no changes not happening here again because some of the changes are coaches in here to send a message. Sometimes obeso chese so onye changes no obeso chese the bench no he's not happy with the bench.
Yeah.
And e be also a oyi key player no dey bia to say Jackson change ni say uhia go adentina obe you striker ujinidi obe yi na from de an improving youngster Eden Aba Nkuku and Kopama, but yesterday he played them. What does it mean? Is it a mere tactical twist? Is it a mere decisions? And I said, some level of communication and that tone to the board and the technical, the sporting directors.
I think Listo on a game no from the lineup to the game, the first minute to the 90 minutes. I think Enzo Maresca, dia managing Indra. I think before. Show near here in Ponam Vicente didn't come and catch and said this game is a gamer taking Sanchez off. The next player and I'm expecting to and just start this game was Nicolas Jackson and just maybe the performance in coffin, but I think say it do some time players need to be here break to just sit down and analyze the game and come in and prove a point. Nicolas Jackson in this Chelsea team no ejuma oyeno doors ye pa, especially in the link up play, especially creating space for Noni Madueke, Palmer, any your friend is Sancho in the game no. Those are nyaman kitten a coach in if you say or the kind of game one in Nijehu. But all says a striker the team anymore. Supporter no show with TV so and the over stadium barber show and maybe a duty or radio so no. I do a person or tia and say striker na she go. It is a striker with team muna maybe during some period go bar team no fans ni na feel say position e dey na born impo nya de nti ndua me preferred lineup and ndua kan pese me hu Jorgensen Obeyi Sanchez which was brilliant and a Magui starting ahead of Nicolas Jackson. Why are the internal maker Sanchez say ohwe Leicester we West Ham 40 back no mo boy na emutu full backs ba coupe na center back nti no Magui so enim say ne fight especially getting into the box or person need defenders no bully defenders ne ade ba ko a or what's ahoden no so be take race war with age any ne side e ba say yem ba ahoden em fast stamina ni speed a Magui was ahoden ni stamina ni speed ne say no we so far on the other hand they so similar the only person I know omo table back no metimaka say or ahoden any speed because or a young player Killman na metimaka say onunum be follow Chelsea striker ne sa obey na dwen so be ginechi apiki the loose balls no nti nkendu na mehwe say at least Magui be start the game Now Nicolas Jackson will be introduced in the second half. Time 3 back way for 9 then Abre now we're back with more pace into the game. But I think starting the game with Magui would have brought a whole lot of questions on the trust on Nicolas Jackson and with the goalkeeping department. I think in draw we didn't see any shaking from Jorgensen. Even there were some balls are not person distributing in term, which is on a normal day starting your first game based on say keeper now no starting before or no. The performance in yentin ye ni de ababechi no uyembe hihye kakra because in the baako on person bi ogina so mpoche, which was good. I think game in game out no be grow that confidence and become one of the best at Chelsea here. I think in draw no ball ni kopie keeper ni ho ana so mo ma back passer UTTV na chi hwe ball na uyemu nhihye tese na nkone on a day as Sanchez that pole Sanchez be delay advocating about Enzo Maresca. I think the start of the season na ade ba kwa ehu they were a game against Bournemouth in the first half. Mudryk start here. Omo free first half, never best start second half. No, you know, did Jadon Sancho buy Utimbe Kose that assist man in Kunku team share. So these are the changes I'm looking out for Enzo Maresca. Now make sure say you were the good bench. Chelsea will bench obey media every substitution from go Ajia to so person Tina club no. Because Obama no the additions 1 or 2 touches be any take-ons be or yeah, no to say yes, he's ready to play. But one thing at Chelsea team number be problem and make us say me sha as it will be a mystery between Madueke and Pedro Neto. And then we be started on Bobo Bia na we aba be sesa no aba be Bobo no next game the best sesa na ya dia na dey na start on so be body ope na we free bench aba. I think say do some time and that rotation needs to be going on. Game in game out. Enzo Maresca can rotate your man till you be who say ba performing 2-3 games on a row. Now if the wetima cemented up na otimi rotate you bringing the best out of those two players. I think Sancho with Mudryk in sense na say Sancho so ya more of relax because on him say so be free bench aba either Pedro Neto ba no oba be replacing no and oba be replacing Madueke. So the chance of him still being on the pitch, is high likely. So beti Martina, which is gameplay in India is good in him the Jadon Sancho's. So beji ball no or be taking on players. But Chelsea need wingers to add goals, and then Adebakwa is missing in this Chelsea setup. Yes, say with enjoy Neto Babeshe goal. I think it will put some pressure on Madueke. He said the next game he also needs to prove in and score a goal. Jadon Sancho also added the same thing. Kopama, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez are doing brilliant on the day, which I'm thinking said they are bringing what the team needs in those center of the pitch. They are putting all their best. I think Liverpool also improving the defensive side of the game. Mohamed Kudus. One referee in favor no 8 me man 8 me J man. The second one and the go ni buy. I think being a defender no sometimes you don't need to be too tight to the striker or too tight to the forward player. Give him space. Now making sure so one marking and taking the ball out of him. You against Haaland, he was too tight to him. Haaland Timmy Peggy and set up Phil Foden. The same thing happened yesterday with Mohamed Kudus. I think say he needs to up his game. And Ebedu baby, the coach needs to look at trying to pair maybe Tosin and Chaloba also moving forward. But on the West Ham team now, Adebakwa Miniji on the West Ham team, they say Ndra set up now. Omuja ball ni ma Chelsea so mumbo. Now, Graham Potter has been one of the good coaches when it comes to formation variation. Say, bia, and or bossy, or Chinobe mixing. I say, na me boss on the 3 back, the Mutu were fullbacks. I didn't say they were fullbacks. And he was looking at least, Sebon, on person started free here. They have equal players to start from the back. But in Dress, I born on boy now. It was only 3 times when I started free. All the balls were being kicked into the Chelsea half. Now, the target was Solskjaer on Cucurella side. It is a goalkeeper now. Areola into Solskjaer playing as a double pivot. He would always run and occupy Mohamed Kudus position on Cucurella side. Now Mohamed Kudus are back in Finfin. So the bit imagine the first ball Amma Kudus so make me moving forward. I think it was a good setup. But in the second half, I don't know information or the man the boys coming into the second half, because in the second half they were now lacking in a whole lot of positions, which caused them to
injury. So Obama said the rest of the
season. Okay,
that is the reason why
he has been weak.
Yes.
But I'm looking and also count. But I'm seeing say Nicolas Jackson as a pressure need be me free so there are games he needs to go in for Magui to start on your pressing, on your runs, on frustrated defenders, no making sure say on bed defenders no home chirium. In the time and Nicolas Jackson maybe na how dinner defenders know what to keep the pace with Jackson or Fem. Na Jackson the chances. I think yesterday was a good game. Enzo Maresca was active, trying to make enough changes with time and Nkunku was now occupying the left half space, playing as a number 10. Now Kukurela was touching the line, which was very good. I think these are everything a Chelsea fan be expecting. And the last time at Chelsea a goal down from half time to win a game like this was in 2013. In 2013, Chelsea mostly at Stamford Bridge. Almost a goal down. It's either it ends in a draw or them losing. But this game, the substitutions or any changes or and why Emma in Yamatimiko, I'm looking at this. I know it's me at the top 4 with just 4 points. Nottingham Forest are ahead of Chelsea. I name him say Nottingham Forest, they are on a good form, but they will face some good Obetima close to the point. That Arsenal game will be a decider. Say Chelsea would get to win to be on the same point with them, or Chelsea will get to win and also overtake Arsenal on the second position. I think so. Chelsea next game Saka in the Premier League.
Listo, I think that yesterday game was very important for Chelsea to win that game. I mean, for the first time in recent years, Chelsea that for Kabako in the first half or recover. I mean, in recent games, Chelsea and the team are a lot of goals. Emma in the first half, but yesterday's game was a wake up call. This season, if Chelsea Asia teams are mobile low blocker. We find it very difficult to find a marksman because in terms of say a crossing, Chelsea need that striker like Wood, striker bit only Haaland Mona in the area or more very good. But one thing I like about this Chelsea team is that whenever they meet a team or low blocker or more pressing, they make sure that they will maintain all the balls. But the thing is, the Chelsea defense in speed. So, we check Chelsea defense now. Obi to say Levi Cole, a player be on shade on speed. Obi to say disaster or call Aston Villa no ni speed. Renato Vega ni speed. And Obi or slow crowd squad mo you tossing at Darabio. The only player na ultimate Emma da speed na was Wesley Fofana. I also pray for her. And maybe Marco Kurela, who is also swift, and Branton and Eddie Chaloba. So yesterday, me who said Kowo, Howard, Jared Bowen, and Mohamed Kudus, whenever they are matching. Now Babaye 2v2 between the first half, Chelsea elbow almost 7 shots. There was only 1 shot penalty on target. It tells you that the West Ham defended very well because West Ham, they were not playing any attacker, just Udoyi, Mohamed Kudusa, maybe or your winger, and Abranton and the other Gerald Bowen or your winger don't want as a first 9. All their players were central midfielders. Carlos Soler, Sushek Mo, and all the players were central midfielders. So in terms of right wing, right backs and left backs, homobo defense, it's me. I showed you. So yesterday, I think that what Chelsea have to do is they have to always find a way on beating me creating chances. In fact, I feel that the Chelsea wingers they have to. I mean, also more so beat it and Ababaye. I think that in latter stages Chelsea and Nema and Sheldon Kwe because Bekaya Sancho by Chelsea he was making assist, but right now assist number goals number, and whenever we share teams to low blocker, that is when you need your wingers to do the magic because Kopama is number 10 already say team low blocker. There's no half spaces now. Kopama never already operating onya space no. So there were a lot of times that Enzo Fernandez were moving in forward as ne bia Carlos commit man create that half space no Ediama Abranta and Eddie Kopama. So I was a deliberate attempt say they won't give Kopama that attempt. But you see, anytime Kopama, Enzo Fernandez, any Abranta and Eddie Kukuela, mobile invertia box ma ebe create chance ama Palmer. See that the wingers will shoot cross and they won't find him. So yesterday, I mean, Ariola made several saves. I mean, that free kick was supposed to be a goal. A lot of chances are and all those stuffs were something that I think that I was very happy about. But I mean, that resilience, getting up, getting that goal was something that I mean I was happy with. I mean, in fact, Nicholas Jackson pulley up. I mean, prior to the game, no papa too much, and it was good that he had coach Nede Abranson saying. I mean, he was calm. Anytime be a pressing, but want to be a pressing piano. One thing I mean about say he goes wide, and that is one thing. Sanchez, I like you give him. Sanchez, short passes, and he's very good. But say you're pressing we beat me finding either Noni Madueke or be finding either Jadon Sancho or Cole Palmer place no more up front now. Meet him wide. He fails to do that. Anytime you're Biano, now coach in then na opponent no in your possession. So I think that was one thing. It's me a boy, and if Sanchez better put him, say long passes will be accurate and my pressure man so because in as much as that we be longer I bet say we team build up you always want to go for the short passes, and that is one thing. I mean, Emma Sanchez a lot of mistakes in the Chelsea setup, so I'm top 4, and right now Chelsea lose a lot of senior players in the setup, and Magui is looking at how it looks as if Chelsea next. And a bad also be hard because losing Joao Felix, losing some of the attacking players at this stage, and injuries. Chelsea needed a striker, and anytime we don't play Magui, but drawing Yura transfer window, he started playing Magui and told people that Jackson is the main striker. He has Nkuku who can play as the number 9. He also have Magui. Right now Magui and we need more depth in the squad because I'm not saying that Kopama
mostly kids like that, you know. And what's not bench channel almost a cramp.
Yes.
And Shadan is serious.
Yeah. So we are. I'm just hoping that Nkonko is serious, but then I think against West Ham, how almost set up because since Graham Potter they've been very well. They've been playing very well defensively in Graham Potter. This victory, I mean, in fact, that was the Chelsea's second victory in 8 Premier League games in recent times. So I mean, it was a much needed pointer. Chelsea, yes, still Chelsea are back to the top 4, and we hope that I mean the next game they might pick a point.
Okay. Right, Yanshe Ghana Football Association. I think we need to talk about it. Before I talk about it, let's look at the transfers. Now, Joao Felix is gone. Do you think that it was a good that in Chelsea loan fee? For 5 million, yeah, and AC Milan will cover his salary near there. Do you think it's a good move? Do you foresee him returning to the team and making a stake?
What that I think about Chelsea, the decision from Enzo Maresca with Joao Felix transferring to Chelsea was more based on Gallagher going to Atletico. Senior Nas Samuel Moridion deal on anyway, so they were looking at least somebody also filling in that gap. So Moridion intimate bad, then Joao Felix came in, but he came in into Nim Odi Chelsea and I've been saying the Mebo 9 and now shifted to wings because that position has already been occupied by Kopama. Onya enough game time, which I think said the Conference League new win was also something that he felt say with the style of play any potential so Kutano. Nkopeso about the Premier League and now maybe say Chelsea will have the Champions League next season more. So to me, but that is the Champions League. But Chelsea are also looking at say Omo Dene call loan, getting a loan fee of 5 million in this transfer windows. Enyes kakitwa. You only say 5 million is just 5 million, but say the amount of 5 million at Chelsea from transfer loan deals in this January. Enyes kakitwa. Which is also something that it will boost the finances of the club and also give Joao Felix the chance to also showcase his talent at AC Milan. So 2 ways. So ultimately showcase his talent then in the summer Chelsea Timinya an offer for him maybe from AC Milan or from another club na emuedu. the 60s, the 70 million, the 80 million are fine. Umbeja ne kwa manako based on the years no one. Chelsea so share from the aspect in Nkunku and settle sir because he also wants to leave. Intino, Joao Felix in Cologne and Kobo in Nkunku intina near assessing if Seshana at the end of the season he's still not a player at Chelsea who no Leipzig compares on Manetina, then they will ship Nkunku out for a similar 60-70 million. Then Joao Felix will come in as a replacement for Nkunku, being the deputy for Kopama in that 10 role. Only Kopama be related. So I think transfer wise, it was a good deal for Joao Felix. It was a good deal also for Chelsea. But so here's the Chelsea squad now. Would it affect the Chelsea squad? Somehow yes, because he's a player. He gives you different type of profile compared to Nkunku and Kopama. So their games are doing the skills back and get you those fouls, even get you maybe a penalty in the box. I think his presence would have been important in the Chelsea team. But on the other side, there's a player needs to energy. There's a player needs to me showcasing the talent no more to get Chelsea transfer fee, loan fee. Joao Felix and so I the same thing for a 5 million loan fee. Yehu Disasi to Aston Villa for a 5 million loan fee. Yehu Chukwuemeka to Dortmund also for another loan fee. So Chelsea are trying to at least use these loan fees to balance their books. Minimum Chelsea fans maybe on social media are complaining about the lack of incomings this transfer windows. But one thing is that has been a project almost 30 years and it's 3 years money away season way and there that is the 3rd year in the project. They are looking at stabilizing some of the roles. Omunim said their particular positions are you don't need to like overthink. You need a world class see all these goalkeepers and pick one. So if let's assessing them now obi anywhere or a world class to take Chelsea to the next stage, they would sell some and bring in a world-class goalkeeper. So this season to Enzo Maresca, Seni Andrea boss, and they say, so we're in the conversation. It wasn't more about say top 4. This season was just to stable the squad. The next season, they look at what they want to do. Important, especially winning the league or getting into the Champions League or making a good position. Also, maybe in other European competitions. So I'd say we're overachieving the set man, and who said now there is more pressure on him. But with the transfers, you name himself the player, but I think Matisse also be into the setup. His project is more of to come in, stay for the 3 months, and go to strike box. Senya Andre Santos and Subeba. So they are trying to do everything possible to keep the squad, maintain those who are good, and also look at Omomunye Bimbono, which they are looking at selling them in the summer. Omunko loan to get some playing time. Senya in the summer, they will get a good offer coming in for those players. So I think it's a good transfer on Chelsea side and also on Joao Felix side. Going forward, no, he needs to now prove a point with AC Milan. And I know Joao Felix, he's a player, say, as an attacking team, and they are playing well. Conceição will also be one big influence on his career in this few months because one, the manager Joe Mendes or no one so na Conceição so man or no so na Conceição so agent, so they will be forced.
Listo, I think that person United signing our Fleets and I think Aston Villa for so a lot of marquee signings are a bit me abom, but person Abrante and they as in the pitch and better so I mean or a left back Abrante we Listo before speculations about say United have sign. A lot of people were saying that other than Patrick Dogu and people didn't even know the kind of player he is. I mean he's a left back and Listo he's just 20 years, born to Nigerian parents, and he's a player that United for Philly that is the gap they are missing in that team because since Luke Shaw injuries ababe bibiawo I mean to me but he's been injured for some time now. Tyrell Malisa as well Messi almost close to 6 months and United Felice he's not up to the best of Mope. So since Ruben Amorim buying and even the started season they've been playing Lisandro Martinez about left back, Mazraoui about left back, Diego Dalot about left back, while a lot of players have been playing that position and that wing 3-back system now, but they need a left wing back waiting about position now. There's there's no other player in the profile to say Obi to say Patrick Dogu. Listo, he's a player Utimibo both left and or left-footed, but he's also comfortable much as our ball Edelman Lecher or ball from the right side as a right back, no boss left back. In fact, Listo, the 3 goals are washe in the Italian Serie A this season now. Eba the right timer, elbow from the right side, elbow from the right flank, and he's not too short. He also be taking players on. In fact, Adibakwa a difficulty in the game is because he's good in taking on players. This season he will try a lot of take-ons and move 28 and he is successful, and open players, I mean defenders are making a lot of take-ons, and he's one of those players who are making such feats. So whenever he takes or taking on players, idea is also affecting him because of a tendency for defending, and as our players now when they are defending they go for the ball. So anytime obe sharp player or you tricky no, sometimes it affects the decision making. So I think that Dogu a player he's going to help Man United for no believe despite I mean the price tag and in man people have complained say 25 million pounds no they too much, but United believe the expertise near man or if they are able to I mean grab this boy 20 years Mufili said there are a lot of gaps at least or bar they can help him to I mean gather all those things, but if he's able to do that they are a bit me about at least to I mean the Serie A is and averaging more take-ons per 90 minutes than Abranta and the Patrick Dogu. So it means that or averaging 2.3 take-ons per game for Lecce. Only 4 players playing the Premier League or more than such take-ons than Abranta and defenders across the league. So also now winning more. Most at times almost 5 fouls in a game with me more than 3 fouls per game, and see United so a team in terms of set pieces they have Abranta and they Bruno Fernandes and all that, so getting these fouls near at the edge of the box will be something very crucial for United in this stage. See what test in Serie A Abranta and the ball this season o check here o make almost 27 attacks at least or just why 2 assists and why 3 goals and why 1 assist. Chances creation or create a lot of chances. In fact, from the left side or create 4 chances. So and in terms of say or shot he's been or shot from any angle, so the known to about shot 1 goal resulting in a chance. So he's a player that he's going to add I mean improvement to the Chelsea to the United team. They believe that he's young, he needs a lot of I mean more playing time. Coaches is a bit more guidance. So this is a player I think the United are signed. To me the height 6 feet 1 inch, only learning your height in your pace. So he's a player that he's also going to help United with the power or track it back in the pace. How team taking players on if he's going to play with Abranta and then the Garnacho on the left side. I mean these are all players they can carry the ball a bit more bomb. So I think that Patrick Dogu signing in fact Listo checking in number won't be so bad for him. City and so as Abranta and the Nico Gonzalez. This is a player that we believe that he's going to play as the number 6 for Manchester City, and you say Yamani team no more numbers to defend and also retrieve the ball. So in terms of young carry ball and Adibakwa Ebwani Yepa and expertise, he has been also playing in advanced roles. Obetima Boas number 8, Obetima Boas a double 8, double 10. Whenever he plays up front, he or the passes are so accurate that will make create chances. But when you are playing him deeper, I mean, you don't expect him to be creating a lot of chances. Yeah, who Rodri in recent times or boy the deeper role, but when Man City needs a goal, Rodri and set in. I mean, the boots no be feeling no. A booter, the mobile the year, but this is a player. He's played for Barcelona, he's played for Porto, and he's the kind of profiler Timanidin opinion the Pep Guardiola epe. He's the player that Spain for believe say he was going to be the replacement for Sergio Busquets, and right now Rodri Besetino, he's just 23 years. When he made his debut for Barcelona, he was just 18 years and about 27 games and I'm at Barcelona. So just 18 years and about 27 games and I'm at Barcelona. So he tells you that the kind of profile now or one profile at least a bit me abwa Manchester City team. No, I mean the report interesting he's coming straight into the team, and maybe even if Rodri background there are circumstances that they can play him and Rodri as a two pivotal players a bit me assure the City whenever Gonzalez two pivotal players a bit me assure the City whenever Gonzalez silent sign 50 million. It tells you the kind of prospector at Brandon 23 years and on our bed I think the fourth signing for City. I mean this transfer window. So I think that it's a good signing for City. Oba the challenge is about the Premier League and the speed better for Manchester City listo.
Yeah, we Chelsea. Say in case Abrante your friend no Cucurella Epra announced suspension. Who will play at that left side after Yema Renato Vega or no there? Our second choice left back role. Like I don't understand why it appears your squad now more thin. Time I hear say they are big because we are getting into the crucial part of the season, right? Say Abrante and Romeo Lavia injury situation. We are yet to see him give consistent games. So Mitchell Night, they are bringing this young boy, the Amugu, right?
Yeah, Matisse.
He's so young to the extent that over the pace of the Premier League and everything. I'm not sure he's ready. Then Mudryk is out. Renato Vega is out. Brandt friend by the is injured. Don't you think that we're not proactive in this particular transfer window, and you think that they are just saving the whole situation for summer?
I think with Chelsea transfers, it's more of like saving the whole situations for the summer, because Chelsea are every transfer expect to say, okay, if Chelsea will be all over, meaning say we are bringing in quality players, we are bringing in good players, team na but this transfer windows, we were looking at, okay, senior McKine, this season was more about assessing the full squad. Omo munhian ye yom. Omo efile say next season e pese e ton no. Omo nko loan, omo nko ball no. Omo corner clubs no. Omo modern so eni a no me movie with Cucurella issue no. It was a big decision. I think one thing na Chelsea share say nko yeah, I think O'Reilly of Manchester City was some young chap be. Utimi bought the left back, utimi bought the center mid position. No, say in January they were looking at bringing him to this Chelsea setup to be a replacement for Cucurella. So Cucurella and no 15. But Manchester City, time at Chelsea bisa the availability of the player, no the Manchester City turning Chelsea down. One, because of the Kopama situation they see, so Manchester City are looking at not negotiating with Chelsea, especially on their young chaps are almost who grow into the team. He's a very brilliant player. I think maybe in the summer Chelsea would push in more to bring him. With now the issue of Cucurella suspension is more of, I'm looking at in the next game against Brighton. Remember Brighton in the FA Cup. Now Chelsea are Brighton in the Premier League. They are all away games at Chelsea. And I'm seeing that he would either push Liverpool to the left back position and occupy Chalobah and Tosin in the centre back position. So it will be more of now Luis James or Gusto will now enter into the half spaces, or they'll occupy the wings to allow Madueke, Neto, or even player B or the right wing position to occupy that half space in the 10. Until I'm looking at that's the only option. But if there was no decision made before allowing Vega to move, then meaning the sporting directors and the coaches have also done some harm to the club. Because in Cucurella won in disciplinary issues. Cucurella is a player, every game he's provoking somebody or he's being provoked to get a yellow card. So ne yellow card accumulation kwa na ekosoro. And if Adebebo Chelsea say he would miss only the FA Cup game, and in the league game he would return. Meaning, say in the league game are important, and he will be able to return to play. But in the FA Cup game, what is the solution? In case this is the time where Renato Vega, it means a loan move to Crystal Palace. I think it's a good move for him, at least to boost up his performance. No, in that time into the England national team or even get a new club. But Chelsea were supposed to at least bring in a left back in this transfer windows. Vincent Ball with Dogi issue now, which they were looking at him, but later no, his style of play didn't fit the style of player Enzo Maresca person the left back ball. So I understood them not going in for him. But we find O'Reilly is one player I've seen him play for Manchester City. He gives that same type of play, the same type of profile as Vadio or Manchester City. So he coming to Chelsea, would be a good addition. At least he would have the time to grow, learn under Cucurella. In the summer, and they would do that. But from now to the summer transfer, Chelsea would struggle in the left back position because Cucurella is not that stable when it comes to avoiding yellow cards and also being disciplined in games.
Okay, right. Yamsha a Kotoko release on the Ababonte. VJ Asaka waiting me there to some. Okay, first of all, Yamsha Papa Kusindu.
Okay,
I say the GFA needs a serious overhaul. A few people at the top feed on FIFA money and leave the clubs, referees, and players hungry. What are we waiting for? More deaths, bankruptcies, and blasters losses. So this is a man speaking from experience. He is basically saying, yes, and if you check the subventions at FIFA Deba, many. Many. They bring a lot of money. They pay the general secretary of the association, mother associations. They pay the technical director of all associations. They bring money for operations and administration expenses. They bring money for organizing the league. They bring money. Organizing under 17, under 15 tournament. They bring money. Organizing the female way, they bring money. So that is what he's talking about. Now Asante Kotoko releasing him. I say Asante Kotoko remains deeply heartbroken by the tragic event that unfolded at the Nana Kwara Mansam Park, leading to the senseless murder of our cherished supporter Francis Yao Frimpong. The pain of his loss still lingers. But these trying times, we stand united as a club, a family, and a force for positive change in Ghanaian football. While our grief is immeasurable, we take solace in the fact that justice is beginning to take its course. We wish to express our profound appreciation to the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, the Bono Regional Police Commander, and COP Lydia Donko for their swift and decisive action in handling this matter. We welcome the news that 3 of the many masterminds behind this dastardly and heinous act have been arrested. We trust that the police will continue to pursue and bring every last perpetrator to justice. As a club, we are fully cooperating with the police and will continue to do so to ensure that the full weight of the law is brought to bear on those responsible for this tragedy. We also extend our deepest gratitude to our loyal fans and supporters for remaining calm and not taking the law into their own hands despite the unimaginable provocation, and pain. Your restraint in the face of such injustice is an unity that will ensure that our fight for justice is won. Furthermore, Asante Kotoko is in constant communication with the family of Francis Frimpong, offering them our full support as they navigate this devastating loss. We will in due course provide further details on his funeral rites, and we call on all who love this club, Ghanaian football, to stand with the family in these dark times. We also acknowledge the invitation from the Ghana Football Association to engage on Thursday regarding this issue. We will honor this invitation and lead a charge to ensure that this painful moment serves as a turning point for Ghanaian football. It is time to end the cycle of violence, hooliganism, and lawlessness that threatens the integrity of our game. We call on all clubs to support this cause, especially our greatest rival competition. It is about securing the future of our domestic league once and for all. To our cherished supporters, we assure you that whatever decision the club takes after our engagement with the football association will be one that forever honors the memory of our late supporter Francis Frimpong and uphold the supreme interest of Asante Kotoko. We will not be swayed, and we will not rest until true justice and lasting reforms are achieved. Finally, Kotoko wishes to state that all footballing activities, the senior team, are on hold until further notice. Our stance remains unchanged. We will not resume football duties until justice is served and concrete steps are taken to prevent such barbaric acts from ever happening again. In the meantime, management has decided to suspend all activities relating to football on the pitch until investigations into the matter. However, our juvenile team and players recovering from injuries who require rehab will be allowed at our training centers. Our training center. This is not just about Kotoko. It's about Ghana football as a whole. And we will not relent until the right thing is done. Signed, management of Asante Kotoko. This is the position of Kotoko. They are saying, sir, they've suspended. So let's combine this with Ignatius Bafo, bill, but he will be before the court on 17th of February this month. It is also untrue that the propaganda news was just to cover up, to water down crime now normal committing. So let's combine all this and let's get into the. Do you think that the right calls from Papa Kwesi Ndumandra so Adeko Kaso calling for the same thing? Say there should be sanitization, and because the league has become a national security threat, and the government must impose themselves and ensure that the safety of the Ghanaian people is paramount.
Yes, so share we are Kwesi statement now. I think every club una be our Ghana ha enim. Sesena nyama air kosono, and we've seen times Yabo League even Obi Bewini your friend is saying top scorer nani price at the end of the season no enya idea you can write home about. These clubs, the referees, the players are suffering. Ayi nenim sesena our boss no minim say eboso me time be a FIFA e discover ebeboa se league ni nye den engineer yi their sponsorship deals are omunsu siki se enyama betimi akoye but hu se sika no emba league num directly se na ese hu no with the clubs being involved se na omunsu hu betom with players addition enyama bebre. That is one thing we've been missing this whole time. which I don't understand. I didn't see a club owners no, and so voice out this struggles, this we have friend saying times or more come because who traveling from maybe a place to play a league game, the expenses a come. Any say be at the end of the season, we to coin maybe say 8 times. And I'll be call 8 different match centers to try and play an away game. Now her cost the baby. Now at the end of the season, so OJ league in poor. Now balance on with the balance books with the players out to with the staffs out to my bones a league now obono. I say ubogu. And the player sales ne baby more. You wouldn't be able to turn things around. I think it's a one thing I work on. And apart from the finances not being well, no. This debt, any threat, ni nyama be in the league, na ya cost too much. Indra ye kanwa Maxwell Kunedu as a head coach of a team. Na ya de ensako kika no. Akobo na ma coach na team akoda hospital. Ade we see. I don't in those times in Ghana football, and now the football was at this peak. Has no kotoko match. The euphoria even building up to the game. Nimpo, I wasn't seeing this thing happening. Now, as a nyama intimi engineer ye, even the finances of the teams, nyama intimi engineer ye, we have all these things happening. With the Black Stars also become one in some way then I say. So I think the FA needs to sit down. To sit down really well, and yeah, about doing like a meeting just to brush away things or look at the surface of the things. They need to go deeper. The club owners need to also mutimi voice out. This is the time in Nyama Ajiegu. This is the time you all need to come out and voice out your complaints on how things are going and winning Jehu. Because your league now something like this will happen. It's very difficult for the league to even gain sponsorship deals. Because when the person didn't see a kosher league, ye ball league na bibia kwa kusi na menu so league ni bejai and na menu so call for attendance at league centers be kofem. Into nobody would like to invest their money into the league. And until you say for some years now, ye nya good sponsorship deals in the league. So the FA needs to set up. I think now with the designated sports minister on also Bano, he needs to also sit down with the president, not only president Ninkasa, on what they need to do to make sure that things are being put in the right places. Because about ye idea every season biano yebebo league ne we own to say they've been 3-5 with outstanding players ye do mon komo say oh league your mind say it's more about the corruption, it's more about things going on in match centers and so any into so better the Ghana league nya media hype yakwa ko ball fix match bi ye the players bi akwa ko ball no mo ko ball ye the players ni pomu ni team no way your friends and registration sheet so by akwa form if baby na ba bebo yakwa ko ball match referee decide on what should happen in the game and about the whole lot of headlines in on the league but yen so player be outstanding goal be was share a hat-trick was share this particular goal I didn't compare even a player on a start I didn't compare a player in Europe. So I think it's something that the FA needs to sit down into the sports minister also no so the 9 FM and making sure say he leading the sports fraternity and making sure say inyama be jinaye because inyama jigua he will be the one to be blamed. So he needs to set up. So Oshena FNA and to Nyama ya he needs to step in. Omuncho letter on Koma FIFA. Emma FIFA anti say this thing going on about the national security idea. We want to dissolve the FA. Then they do the right things to put Ghana football in good place because say people who are advocating for people to come to the stadium to watch the game. Echo Park. No advocate say mumbrambe kotoko match, mumbrambe has match, mumbrambe we match. No Echo Park na bibi say kotona. Na nipa no advocate amani wo fie. No gidi say nipa no be sorry anopo adware for discussion bottom say Oko stadium akohwe ball derby. So these are something that needs to be stopped. League no so baby edu no so mo feel say this thing cannot be stopped that. If you no entina say league no be close no mun close because people cannot be losing their life trying to go and entertain themselves at league centers ebabe nyama ede or how ebe break crew na di or how be break clubs di or how be break even nebusua ewofie. With a statement from Kotoko, I think it was a good statement. I'm not seeing anything wrong here and I'm expecting every club in the league to stand up because there are things going on. And that mentia say we go into a league center, then security personnel say wo no low stadium. Edu one, but edu baby so we are all humans. Minim adentia obi be sorry if we ni fear no pa say me call league center kwa kohwe ball no atam bibi de ahye ne ho say me de kwa kopra menua aye na ekosi ekwa akogye ni support yen club agye ni abefie indra me hu video bi on late pole ni video I think omo na kotokone I think bofo akwa na osa agye ni abofo akwa fan bi ba de bofo akwa flag ebetu ni kom no mu na asiri di agro eno na ye hwese league ni betimi akọ ye kwose ye ko support ya ye nkwose ye atamfo ye kwose ye kwa akogye ni de o support no no aka na asem wo team win no oje 3 points how de ni je kofi o team lose a ode wo bufuo na eden egu coach ni so se onye ne tactics ye se ne o be win enye opponent no ba be hwe ball no na akwa ni bibi nti na enyama ese de tutuwe they trying to go out of enyama bibrin is good. And I'm expecting more clubs to also come in. That would give the FA the pressure to also make good decisions about Boa Ama League na koyi. Now, when we are going to league centers, ambulance, nurses, even if we have maybe Bibet Messi and Nipan Betima collapse because of the heat, because of Inyama Bibri, you will need doctors and nurses available to treat those people. Security personnel should be available. Say even a park and Omobo Boa. Checks should be taken care of. And if say we ticket entering time no should be move ahead. Say the betima check you bia and send we were stadium more and so upia meaning say ubemwa you still have to go through checks. So we need to do it because in Europe, in every part of the world, omo yes anyama we and untino be betima we stadium even with your friend is saying in nyama betima stadium it needs to be checked. Ni ehun say ade we say eduane mpa akwakodia ade a untimi after we di eduane we untimi mfa anye den ko ticket ho because on person omukokohwe om team but obi ko stadium na bibi koto na obi a ebia onye na dwen a na ebia wo in between say onkonkohwe league game and amane nkohwe onko because ade nti no onko no mfa ne life nko to in danger into this thing though is on Insu Atremai as a club. The death of late Pule is on Insu Atremai as a club. And also Adiomaye is also equally the blood is
and the big giants in the Ghana Premier League so they will follow suit because Listo I don't know action for no in 10 days club back in Swatraman ya caution 2 times say home games the away teams and the players for misconduct in Yama and you see anytime you make because atun Swatraman no and ya daven nipe and at least okwa omoye sebi nyama fon ewo ho you go to Brekum, you go to Samaboy, you go to Accra Sports Stadium, you go to Babayara. This incident happen year in year out, season in season out, but because there is no harsh punishment, Ghana happen to support a bit Mako Park. I remember House of Folk Kotoko game go Accra Sports Stadium. Ipai so uko stadium a obi betima bu free won ye de no bia bu free obi betima kun be free without police for yenchi nipa no so until say ye did this straight punishments be fee up security no among plenty of the people who are okay so mko na enye save or na bibi kosi e so what the stance na kotoko for taking if you boycott league na say nei the pakono star be pole no ye twena so a obi eni ho from then obi eni so okọ park no okọ to bibi ko park a ye be band no ye be find that particular person or say ye chi no na ye twena so
hwe eye Dutch league na
yeah
omumra na ni say wo to bibi unya to bibi na ba park no so na any of the referees and our players who say what to bibi who suspend the game
yeah because listo
what I say because what to eska okwa kohebo the moment I be to ade e dey our park no so you be suspend the game no and they make sure say nipa na oto ade no e dey ba park no so no that person will be arrested before the game will be rescheduled. I remember I think the game again I think AZ Akman that match no AZ Akman bo home yet na Hashem na MYBET obi to ade ba park no so na referee no mo suspend the game no almost suspending game no. I feel now question I said they want to get rid of Nipa no here and the supporters no were not ready to give the person out. And no more postpone or more year way or more cancel game. And now year.
So Listo, I say me the mechanic say the class should follow suit, especially how to folk. They should also withdraw from the Ghana Premier League because and they Kotoko supporter. It might not be Kotoko supporter again, but it might be Obi or Ben has to folk team, you know. It might be Obi or Ben Vision FC. It might be Obi a player B because you see Listo. You had a young ministers ne MPs be no money management. But have you seen the community leaders and our community people no? Elko minister ni fear some work to adego because minister ni management. Entire see. So we have to respect the footballers whenever they on the field playing. Or more office no. Whenever because player team be boy away. No any young player ko now supporter who team what player no player and what to them about player. It's not done that way because who player number and to so until say you will put on harsh punishment and then we a journalist crowd away game now yet we your commentary because I know a lot of people kasomko Kumasi Golden City Brekum Golden City ko commentary onko because baby your commentary now there are people smoking on echi into they say penalty ma Brekum Chelsea and those days Brekum Arsenal now feel say any penalty crowd won't mean chawaju because who chawaju say your boss me baako. So your environment for your football and you safe and a Black Stars camp crowd won't mean ko Black Stars camp as a hoye security zone be as a the bomb players no. Meanwhile maybe you play a be and I said let's not forget that players no more no. They have friends, they have families that when they come to Ghana, they might call them. But some restrictions be free on man. So listen to me until say you put in measure. I mean, it's quite unfortunate say happy on Swatre because you who in Swatre, I say Kobu coach by the coach that hospital. The coach say because almost on your bomb coach a pipe of place to home. But the area say you're finding before and you home game for some 5 or 6 games. So also your name is maybe if you find me on a boy shows but for wait because but for you so I any team on list. He also has a first division team. That team when I was young, me boss that team at coast but for soccer academy. It's a team Ankara obo Parma in Latvia. That team no boy the call or the call Italy cover Parma. I'm about first division in the was zone ho. Inte no call sa baby omo na the team no but for soccer academy in so train ebo and there's also another AstroTurf. So this is a politician obey investing in football but because of hooliganism because of people are here follow football and if it doesn't want to put in good measures in a league and also na come up obia obey investing in football no ama on so sa na ya na report say on football ko here free. That is it. If you don't put good measures security in the Manyama list, we are not going to get the right people to invest in our football. So with me, I think that Kotoko Teki, the right, position of mine is right for me. But I'm hoping that Hasu Folk, Mediama, and all these clubs will follow suit. Until Senyami Thursday, they will have this meeting. Because Kotoko STT said they will go for the meeting. Until say Yombe have that meeting. Ebe say right now. Team bia home team bia no securities no if 10 policemen we have to beef up 20 stance more you have to have policemen they will because listo in Swatre the people of Moyes and human they know them they know themselves and they say me copper cram koto adia na still was the security men or much as we are say na yes you dimiko police station you find me na me trace kama team no home team no because definitely we be busy na home team you find a home team betria so that supporter too they have to find say in the ways also be to compensate next time oba pack aba bibia obedwu hu mienu say obi kobo player obi bo referee we have to I'll say ye twimaso next time I'm going to go because we shall board obi nyam be ball we ye wadwuma na mistake wadwuma panyin embo so we are not expecting hooliganism na yade happen when your football na ye the two obo bi ani na ye say na ye bu coaches na ye bu referee no be ye say ye bu club owners. All these things the FA are not putting in measures bi no eno na ma say a loss here yenye ya be to some people. So I'm happy that since I do say the FA so they are putting measures there. They will try as much as possible to find those people that honorable Ignatius but for a report in which say omoko court no man grant on nipa to bail with 500,000 Ghana cedis, which is counted is kind of 5 billion. And a bill of Momo and Ajimandia there because of some 1 or 2 he's still in custody among a year 1 or 2 investigations but they will reappear to court on the 17th of February. We are hoping that the IGP they have to do everything possible say and yebenya asumdwe Ghana football.
Yes, in the matches no Tuesday in MYBET.AFRICA for my order kesiye inti yenko honi inti minko fiska and Stuttgart airball German Cup game na Stuttgart game no me call Stuttgart win or draw and 1.5 bet builder that particular game. Besiktas and also about Turkish Cup game and also the straight win Lee and so French Cup game or Lee straight win and so and na Utrecht game all bo and also a cup game 1.5 Paris Saint-Germain away akobo cup game on also away win and so on Atletico any Getafe and so Copa del Rey game no me call for Atletico straight win. It's me code no LCGY 4.30 odds into unso fa kakata echi ni intimi fiska MYBET.AFRICA.
Yeah, used to me daily chops menra man for months we are hoping that and me best so this guy MYBET be me slips no I think 5 games be must let's say the first game is Stuttgart and Uzbek game no we call double chance for Stuttgart and over 1.5 and no air belt builder selection and another game Lille and team and the added Dunkirk game no straight win for Lille. Burnley Oxford United straight win for Burnley. Le Mans FC and Paris Saint-Germain straight win for PSG and Atletico Madrid Getafe straight win for Atletico Madrid. My sense is to be Stuttgart double chance in over 1.5 Lille straight win, Burnley straight win, PSG straight win and Atletico Madrid straight win. Code no CCGY. Yeah.
Okay, right. You better must say more daily yeah slips na mo dia ba no. So very good. Okay. Right. You better call Copa del Rey Atletico Madrid and Atletico Madrid negative and able. Atletico Madrid negative and able. Okay, so mami mo media na so na yanko. Atletico Madrid negative. Atletico Madrid win or draw under 4.5. PSG and Le Mans FC neighbor. PSG to score 2 goals. Atlanta ni Bologna second half 1-3. Stuttgart and Uzbek 1-3 goals. Heracles Amelo ni Utrecht under 4.5. Troyes and Brest away go. Lille Metropole and USL Dunkirk enable. Lille Metropole 2 up and I say